Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. Got a big show lined up for us, as usual. Like to appreciate y'all for tuning in. Need you to do that YouTube stuff for me real quick. I need you to hit that like button, get in the comment section, and subscribe. If you only want to do 2 or 3, hit the like button, subscribe for me, please. Trying to get to 100 by week 1. We're at 44. So I need y'all's help on that. If you could please do that for me, it's free. Does nothing to you except pops my videos up when I post them. It helps me out a lot, so I appreciate you if you've done that or if you do it. We got Peyton Manning days till kickoff, y'all. College number, not NFL. 16 days away. This Saturday coming up. It's the last Saturday without football. What else could you ask for, y'all? I mean, literally 9 days away till we're actually getting to watch some ball. And 16 till week 1 when most of our teams play. I'm pumped about it. You're pumped about it. I'm as pumped as a basketball or football, y'all. So we're going to go over Adidas deal is finalized, y'all. Know some fans ain't happy about that because they wanted to stay with Nike. I personally like Nike stuff a little better, but from the sounds of the deal we got with Adidas, I mean, how could we turn it down, y'all? And if you don't know, we're going to go over the perks of it. We got the best deal of any Adidas school, and we make more than any Nike school besides Oregon, I'm pretty sure. So, Danny White proving once again why he's the number 1 athletic director in the country. He does it time and time again, but here he is again doing it. I think the fans will get on board once they see what the deal is and all the perks we got out of it. So y'all stay tuned for that. There's a starting quarterback close to being named. One source says it is. And then apparently the price for George McIntyre is off the charts. Is he the quarterback of the future after this year? And there's some rule changes. I'm just going to go over one. There's a fake injury rule change, which I'm sure Tennessee fans will like because we get that crap done to us more than anybody. So without further ado, y'all grab y'all snacks, grab your drinks, whatever you do when you watch these videos. Let's lock in. Let's get into it. First up, we're going to go over the Adidas deal, y'all. I personally wasn't on board with the Adidas deal until I figured out what it was. Now, I'm locked in with Adidas. Glad we're switching back because what it's going to do for the university and the football program, basketball program, all programs, really. If you're a kid in the 90s, you grew up, Adidas was real popular. It was just as popular as Nike. And we'd all sit there and write Adidas down and put periods in between each words, and we'd say, all day I dream about sex. Now it stands for all day I dream about Smokey. If you know, you know. Tell me in the comments section if y'all ever went around saying that about Adidas. On Wednesday, the Tennessee Vols announced that the program is switching apparel providers. For the last decade, Nike has been the official apparel provider of Tennessee Athletics. The partnership will end when the Vols switch back to Adidas beginning July 1st, 2026. So, football, basketball, baseball last year, and I mean all programs, but after baseball season, going into football next year, that's when the Adidas stuff starts. According to a report from the Knoxville News Sentinel, Adam Sparks, the deal with Adidas will provide Tennessee with a NIL boost, national campaigns for UT athletes, signature shoes, and more. So the NIL boost, that's huge, y'all. And national ads, that means our players will get money from Adidas and they'll get put in national ads. That's going to be huge for recruiting, y'all. We'll go over that a little more after we read all this stuff. Sparks also reported Tennessee received important assurance from Adidas while negotiating the deal. Tennessee will design its uniforms in-house while collaborating with Adidas. That's one of the things a lot of fans didn't like about the last Adidas jerseys. They said they wanted the right shade of orange, and they wasn't a fan of them compared to how the Nike ones look. So if you're not a fan of the Adidas ones this time, that's on Tennessee, y'all. I mean, we're designing their own uniforms. Adidas will put their 2 cents in, but when it comes down to it, whatever we put on the field is what we design and had Adidas make. From day one of these conversations, Adidas has assured us that existing design ethos of Tennessee athletics is critically important to their ambitions for our brand. So whatever we want it to look like is what it's going to look like, y'all. Which is a big deal, because that's one of the main reasons a lot of fans didn't want to go to Adidas. I got one more Adidas slide to talk about, and then we'll move on. In the announcement, Tennessee said the Adidas deal includes unprecedented NIL opportunities for athletes at the school. Players will get a slice of the pie, and Adidas is even working quickly to secure deals with Vols athletes this school year. The new contract doesn't officially start until next school year. The NIL component of Tennessee's deal with Adidas, which could be at least $10 million according to Dellinger, is especially important in the post-House versus NCAA settlement landscape. Under the agreement, schools can share up to $20.5 million directly with athletes through revenue sharing. However, there isn't a cap on third-party NIL deals, meaning Adidas can effectively help with over-the-cap opportunities. So that's a huge part of the deal, y'all. Nike is paying us like $5 or $6 million a year, y'all. Adidas is giving us 20. And almost 10 of it's going to go to paying players on top of the revenue sharing. So we're going to have about $30 million. And unless somebody else is striking up deals this year, we're the only team that's got a deal like this right now, even with Nike or Adidas. That's why I said Danny White's best athletic director in the country. He proves it time and time again. Every decision he makes, it's like striking gold, y'all. And Adidas is signing players already on their rosters to deals. So that'll help us retain players. And they can't wear Adidas stuff this year because we're under Nike gear. They can still be in Adidas ads, or they could be under a contract with Adidas. So that's going to help us retain guys on our roster. It's going to help us get guys that we might not have got before because Nike was screwing us infinitely anyway. We was like Nike's 25th, 30th best, highest paid team. Now we're Adidas' number one team, and we make as much as anybody on the Nike deals. Besides Oregon. And Oregon is up there because, why? The owner of Nike is Phil Knight, and he's an Oregon alum. So they're getting the best perks of anybody from Nike. But as far as now, our deal's as good as anybody with any apparel brand anywhere. So make sure you're appreciating what Danny White's done here, y'all. Another thing, this could help us get Tristan Keys, y'all. He's already got an NIL deal with Adidas. And LSU is a Nike school. Now that we're Adidas, he's already got an Adidas NIL deal. He can come here, get even more NIL from Adidas, be put in national ads. This is monumental, y'all. You cannot undersell how important this is for our program. As I'm wearing a Nike shirt. Hopefully Adidas shoes ain't $200 like Nike's are. I wanted to go over that deal with you, y'all. I'm telling you, it's huge. It cannot be understated how important that deal is for this program moving forward. I expect us, and we could end up doing it this year, and that may be why recruiting's taken off like it has, and why we're in on all these five-star guys, all that. From here on out, Tennessee could have top 5 recruiting classes based off how much the players love Heupel already even guys we've missed out on in the past talked about how much they love Tennessee's culture, all this. It just turned out somebody else offered them more money. Well, that's about to be a thing of the past, y'all. So the Adidas deal, absolutely huge, y'all. Next thing I want to go over is, it sounds like we are pretty close to naming a starting quarterback. If you watch the channel, I said it from day one. Think it'd be Joey Aguilar. It says, reporter says Tennessee is trending towards naming this quarterback as its starter. Tennessee football has not officially named its starting quarterback with just over 2 weeks until the season kicks off. Josh Heupel has declined to pick his signal caller during his media availability so far. However, a national reporter reported that there may be one quarterback creating some separation. The reporter is Pete Nakos. If you know Nakos, he's the one who broke all the Nico crap. He got called a bitch by his dad, all that. He turned out to be right. So if Nakos reports something, it's obviously, you can take it to the bank. On three's Pete Nakos, who was at the center of the Nico Iamaleava NIO negotiation reports that resulted in Nico's departure from UCLA in the spring. Picks Bruins transfer Joey Aguilar as the front runner. On three's tweet of the report said Tennessee is trending towards naming Aguilar as a starter. The next time Josh Heupel will meet with the media will be Friday morning following the Vols' second scrimmage of fall camp. When he most recently spoke to the media last Saturday, he praised Aguilar as well as redshirt freshman Jake Merklinger and true freshman George McIntyre. I'm not naming a starter today, but all three of these guys have shown some really good characteristics of doing some special things with the ball, also managing the game, eliminating negatives. And there's some things that each of them collectively as a group we got to get better at. And that's always the nature at this point in training camp. So Aguilar joined Tennessee in the spring with expectation of competing with Merklinger and McIntyre to be the starter. Initial expectations were that Iamaleava would slide back into his starting role, but the NIL saga changed that, and he went to UCLA, and Aguilar transferred here. Aguilar transferred from Appalachian State to UCLA in the initial transfer window after the season. He was projected starter there, and then they got Nico, and now he's probably going to be starting here. I said from the beginning of fall camp that he's going to be the guy. I mean, we didn't bring him in to sit on the bench, y'all. You don't bring in a fifth-year guy that's got all that experience, all those starts, has played really high-level football, besides could probably cut back on his turnovers a little bit. We didn't bring him in to sit on the bench. I knew that. Almost everybody knew that. Some people still thought Merklinger or McIntyre could win the job. I knew Merklinger maybe had a chance if Aguilar come in and struggled to learn the offense, but McIntyre being a true freshman, being 6'6", 195 pounds, I mean, he's skinny as a damn rail, y'all. He's talented. He's the most talented of the three. I mean, if we're being honest, he's the most talented of the three. He still needs to put on about 10, 15 pounds of muscle before he's ready to take the beating that you take in the SEC, y'all. And I think he's possibly the quarterback of the future. I mean, I really do. I think next year, I hate to say it, but I think Merklinger ends up being the odd man out. We got the number one player in the country, Faison Brandon, coming in. I think he will come in and probably Merklinger will end up transferring at the end of the year, y'all. Because you'll have McIntyre probably going to start next year, and if he don't start, Faison Brandon could start. Because he's already got some size on him, too. He's not skinny like McIntyre and Nico were as freshmen. So as much as I hate to say it, because I like Merklinger, I think he's going to be the odd man out after this year. I think he hits the transfer portal. I think he sees the writing on the wall. It wouldn't surprise me if as the season went on, McIntyre passes Merklinger. And I mean, that ain't nothing against Merklinger. It's just McIntyre is literally that talented of a kid. I mean, he was a 5-star. Then he skipped freaking camp and stuff, and he didn't camp in the summer because he was playing volleyball and he had a shoulder injury. And he fell from a 5-star to a 4-star. That's literally all they do at camps is ball in shorts and t-shirts. And he even tweeted, him and David Sanders was talking. They was like, oh, I guess he's not a 5-star no more because he didn't go throw a ball in shorts and a t-shirt, which is absolutely crazy. But that's how that stuff works. And then his senior year, I mean, y'all, he played on a bad team. He didn't have any weapons, but the talent was obvious. Now that he's at Tennessee with all these 4- and 5-star weapons, the potential is oozing. So if you talk to anybody that has watched Tennessee practice, if you talk to anybody that has watched Tennessee scrimmage, it sounds like they might have a gem in George McIntyre. This is Greg McElroy, by the way. And while I don't know if he'll be the day one starter by any stretch, the fact that he's in this competition tells you a lot about his makeup, how consistent he is, how accurate he is, and his comfort level right now operating Josh Heupel's offense. As a true freshman, he's come in, and he's really pushed Merklinger. I don't know about Aguilar. He may have pushed Aguilar too, but where Aguilar's got so much experience compared to Merklinger and them, I mean, Aguilar's going to be your starter. Like I said, that wouldn't surprise me at all if McIntyre passes Merklinger, y'all. I mean, everybody that's talked about McIntyre has talked about he's probably looked the second best of the quarterbacks out there. And Aguilar's been number 1. McIntyre's been number 2. They said McIntyre's pushed Aguilar too. He's looked probably as good as Aguilar. He probably just don't grasp the concept of the college defenses and some of the offense yet as much as Aguilar does, or he's got so much experience. So like I said, expect McIntyre to be the quarterback of the future. Him or Faison Brandon. I ain't counting Faison Brandon out. I mean, he's the number 1 player in the country for a reason. And he was seen wearing Adidas stuff the other day. He's already switching for the Vols. He's locked in with Tennessee. You ain't got to worry about him flipping. So, and Heupel the other day bragged on McIntyre too. I mean, the quarterback that's got the least praise in fall camp, unfortunately, is Merklinger. I feel sorry for the kid. He stayed. He's worked his ass off. Sometimes hard work. I mean, he could go somewhere. He'll end up going somewhere and starting. He's a talented kid. He's just out of school where we just keep bringing in 5-star top talent guys every year. I mean, McIntyre was a 5-star, y'all. He fell to a 4-star because he didn't camp over the summer, but he was a 5-star. Nico's a 5-star. McIntyre's a 5-star. Faison Brandon's a 5-star. Merklinger was a pretty high 4-star, and he's the lowest rated guy we signed. He's a talented kid, too. He's just not on par with Merklinger and even Nico. As much as I hate Nico, Nico's got all the talent in the world. Can he put it together? You get paid off results, not off potential, and that's my saying. And Nico's got the potential, but he ain't had the results. We talked about UCLA yesterday, thinking he's worked 2-3 extra wins for him this year. We heard the same thing. Oh, as good as you think Nico is, he's even better. He's even better. He's going to be better than Peyton Manning. And then he threw 7 touchdowns in 8 SEC games, and 3 of them was against Vandy. Can he obviously make improvements? Absolutely. But in my book, he can kick rocks. And after the way he done us, him and his dad can shove it where the sun don't shine, if you ask me. Anyway, I got a picture to show y'all real quick of the cutest little ball fan you'll ever see. If it'll pop up here. That's my little honey bun right there in her. I call her my little stink bug. That's her in her little Tennessee outfit she's going to wear first game. My cousin got it for her. She's got quite a few outfits, but that one's like a little mini baby cheerleading outfit. So y'all show my little cute baby some love in the comment sections. She's ready for football just like the rest of us. Last thing we got to cover is the new injury rule, the fake injury rule. So if you're a Tennessee fan, it's been a long time coming. I don't know what Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss are going to do this year without being able to fake 15 injuries a game. Hell, they even done it against Kentucky last year, and Kentucky don't even move that fast. Beginning this season, if a player on the field presents as injured after the ball is spotted for the next play, that player's team will be charged a timeout. If the team does not have any timeouts remaining, a 5-yard delay of game penalty will be assessed. The player also must remain out of the game for at least one down, even if that team is granted a timeout, and may not return until receiving the approval of medical professional. So that's big, y'all. If the ball is already set, ready to be snapped, and one of your players go down faking an injury, you lose a timeout. And in a close, tight game like the Ole Miss-Kentucky game last year when Lane Kiffin was having his running back lay down because they was about to get a delay of games. I mean, they did it 10, 12 times that game, but that's just the one that sticks out to me. Ole Miss is about to get a delay of game. You clearly see Kiffin over there telling his running back to lay down. Then the quarterback's telling him to, and then the running back lays down, and they get to save themselves from getting a freaking penalty because they didn't have no timeouts. This year, if you got one or two timeouts, are you going to tell your player to fake an injury and lose one of them timeouts in a close game? No. And if a team's on 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, are you going to take a 5-yard penalty and give them free first down to stop the clock or to fake an injury? No, you're not. So that's a huge deal. Teams like Tennessee can get back to their tempo, not have to worry about people faking injuries. And if they do fake injuries, it's going to cost them later in the game. Or right then. If they're out of timeouts, it'll cost them right then and give us 5 free yards. If they do have timeouts, they're going to lose a timeout. And as the game goes on, you ain't going to be able to call a timeout at a certain time you want to. You could end up getting a false start. You could end up, a lot of things could happen without that timeout. You ain't going to be able to stop the clock at the end to get in field goal range, anything. So it's a huge deal. I'm glad they're finally doing something about it. Sankey come out last year and said he's going to find coaches and crap, but nothing ever come of it. So now the NCAA's took over. Fake injuries are going to be a lot less this year because nobody's going to want to give up timeouts or free yards to fake an injury. So hopefully Aguilar's got our system down. We can get back to freaking up-tempo, fast-paced, moving like a Ferrari down the field like we did with Hooker. Last year we had to slow it down because Nico couldn't process stuff that fast, and I think a couple of injuries on the offensive line might have contributed too. But I think a lot of it was Nico not being able to process fast enough, so we had to slow it down. This year, I see us back being that Ferrari, Lamborghini speed, wearing down defenses, getting up there, snapping the ball for their set, and can see what we're doing, and attack. Especially if Aguilar's accurate with the deep ball like he's been his whole career and has been in fall camp. One last thing on the way out the door, y'all. I thought this was crazy that Auburn has, of course, Kiffin's trolling up at the top, but Auburn has somebody that calls a play for every down. I mean, how crazy is that? Derek Nix calls plays on 1st down. Hugh Freeze calls plays on 2nd down. Kent Austin calls plays on 3rd down. Kiffin says so. Does a 4th coach call 4th downs? Is that not absolutely crazy? How are you going to get into any kind of rhythm calling plays and getting in the sync of a game with a different guy calling the play every single down? I mean, that's absolutely mind-blowing. I've never heard anything crazy like that. I know teams have co-offensive coordinators and stuff, but one's usually a play caller. And the other's like signaling the plays, and they both have different duties at practice and stuff. Another thing I forgot, practice is officially – practice scrimmages are all close to the media now. So tomorrow, we got the last scrimmage. Is it tomorrow? It's either tomorrow or Saturday. I can't remember. But as soon as Heupel talks about that, we'll go over all the notes. And then after that, it's on to game prep, basically. So practice notes will be few and far between from here on out. I'll still give you everything that they come out with. Make sure you please hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe. Help me get to 100 by kickoff. starting next week, week 0. We're still going to cover Tennessee, obviously, because that's my team. But starting Monday, we'll be going over week 0 matchups. I'll start giving y'all some stats, all this. We'll cover all the games for week 0. And from then on out, we're covering all the stuff every week. We'll put some best bets up. We'll do all kinds of more fun stuff with the channel. So y'all make sure you're sharing with your buddies that ain't Tennessee fans, because I will be covering their teams as well as this goes forward. And I just wanted to appreciate all y'all for tuning in. And as always, go Vols.